Welcome once again as we go above the net with Mason women's volleyball head coach Jackie Simpson-Kirr. Great to have you here with us as Mason wrapped up their home weekend this past weekend here at the RAC gym. Jackie, always great to see you. First of all, let's start with the matchup against Duquesne. We'll talk about Duquesne and LaSalle here today in that first matchup. Both matches were close, but talk about being able to withstand the competition in terms of going back-to-back with some close sets.
You know, absolutely. The thing that was great for us is we knew it was going to be a battle for every single point. Both teams are really good in the transition game. You know, we have the serve-receive phase and then we have the transition phase. And for our team to be able to stay with them throughout long rallies, it's not just it was a lot of points were scored on both sides, but they were long rallies. It took a lot of swings in order to get that. So that's something we've been working on all season with a really young group, is being patient with the ball and waiting for that opportunity to go for the kill. And I think our group did a really great job of that this weekend.
In that Duquesne match, you went to the fifth and final set, and after it was so close for so long, it was a decisive fifth set with you winning with by a final score of 15-6. Talk about what this team can take offensively from those two matches and now move it forward.
I think the main thing that the team did a great job with was sticking with the game plan. During timeouts, during communication on the court, the thing that they were really talking about this weekend in comparison to past weekends was, what are we going to do next? It wasn't about let's try hard or let's work hard. It wasn't about the feel-good kind of stuff. It was tactical elements that we needed to execute to be successful. And I think that's where their focus went, and that's where their bodies followed, was with executing the game plan.
Three players in particular had a great match against Duquesne. One in particular was Katie Espinoza. Also, you had Jordan Glass and Tiffany Clark, who also came through for you.
Yeah, you know, Katie's had a great season all around. She's really elevated her play from last year being a defensive player for us into the libero role, and she's really scooping up a lot of those digs that are technically other people's balls in the way we're playing our defensive system. But she's starting to make great reads on the ball, so she's going and scooping that up from other players and keeping us not only getting digs, but she's getting us good in-system digs so we can run our offense. And that's where you see, you know, players like Jordan, who's on the outside, and then Tiffany, who's on the right side. We're working that ball pin to pin, and we're finding a lot of success. Tiff really stepped up for senior weekend, so it was really cool to see her have such a high moment on Friday and really leading our team to victory.
Well, let's talk about the seniors. What will you miss about this senior group, and how much have they been a factor, and how much have they influenced the players that have joined your squad?
Yeah, you know, the thing that I talked to the seniors about, we had a little senior reception after the match against LaSalle, and the thing that they have really done for our program is they've helped lay the foundation of what it means to follow through on championship behaviors. We talk about things like passion, accountability, and trust, and being those leaders on and off the court, being great role models to our younger players. It's really amazing to see what they've done, how they've grown in the last 2 years that I've gotten to work with them on the court. But it's really who they are. Their character off the court has really helped build this program into something that we can keep going forward with, moving on in the next few years.
Well, we talked about Katie Espinoza with those 30 digs in one of the matches over the weekend, and those digs turned into kills on the other side. You had 4 players in double digits in terms of kills in that match against LaSalle.
Yeah, I think especially when you have a longer match like that, you're going 5 sets, you need more than 1 or 2 attackers to win that for you. So the setters did a great job running a balanced offense. We were able to hit all of our attackers at different times, but when you see you know, the setting being across the board and a lot of people getting kills, that means your setters are making great decisions. And so especially for Caitlin being a senior setter on our roster, she really understands what we're doing with our offense, when to hit the middles, when to hit pin to pin, and it was nice to kind of see that all come together for her this weekend.
And especially in that match against LaSalle, you had Sydney Fanoga. We haven't talked about her yet in this broadcast of Above the Net with Jackie Simpson-Kirr. Talk about her play in that match against LaSalle.
Yeah, the thing that's cool about Sydney is she's calm, cool, and collected. She's got that kind of Hawaiian swag where she's just going to be kind of cool up at the net. But when it's time and we need those kills, she really lights it up. And she had the second to last point for us. The last kill of the match was Sydney on the slide, and she really elevated and got up. And to be a middle in 2 back-to-back 5-setters, that's really taxing. That's tiring. It's the hardest position laterally on the court, and to see her elevate like that at the end, that goes, yep, that's a captain. That's an upperclassman. That's somebody who has a lot of experience and knows when to bring that passion. So it was really cool to see her kind of take control of the match for us at the end.
I want to take you back to early in the season. We talked about the tournaments that you participated in where you'd play 3 matches in a span of 2 or 3 days and really getting this team ready in terms of preparation for conference play. Has that come into play now in terms of playing these 5-set matches on back-to-back nights?
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a long day when you're playing, 4 matches in a weekend and 2 basically back-to-back where you get about an hour break. So that stamina gets sustained throughout. But I think it's also, we've done a great job of balancing our rest periods and making sure that we're not over-repping during the week, tapering off so that they're healthy and ready to go on the weekend. So, a combination thereof of that experience and then making sure that we're taking care of the players physically, mentally, emotionally all the way through.
How about moving forward into the next weekend? Your next couple of matches are now on the road. Tell us how the momentum that you've built for the last 2 home matches can carry over and take that on the road.
Yeah, we got a tough weekend coming up. Fordham's kind of in the standings where we are right now, but that's not to take them lightly. They have a really great freshman class as well, lefty right side, who's just kind of tearing the conference up. As a freshman, she's at the top of a lot of statistical categories. So we're spending a lot of time focusing on her and how we're going to stop her. It's unorthodox to have a lefty coming at you across the back row, across the front row. So we've been practicing that. Luckily, we have our own in our gym, so we get to practice that well. And then Rhode Island's a really, really strong team. They're number 2 in conference right now for a reason. They're very similar to Duquesne, a little bit higher, a little bit harder. So just kind of taking what we learned from that Duquesne match and then trying to elevate our play a little bit more. It'll be interesting to see what we got.
Coach, it's always great to get together with you as we go above the net. Well, maybe you and not me.
Thanks for having me.
That is Mason volleyball head coach Jackie Simpson-Kirr. We'll see you next time when at least one of us goes above the net.